Well, look who decided to go back to their origins. If for whatever reason you decided to subscribe because of the Queen Never Cry video, it's your lucky day because we're doing a part 2. Meme aside, which already by now is pretty old, I do genuinely think that The Kisisters is one of the funniest webtoons I've ever read, so buckle up, we're diving in fully. Also, have I mentioned before that I'm like the 5th illegitimate kisister, and yeah, I'm practically in this webtoon, but I don't show up anywhere, you know? Anyways, we're all here for the kisisters, so let's briefly go over their deep lore. So imagine the following: 4 creepy sisters living in an equally as creepy mansion surrounded by, and I can't make this up, jackbirds. So first off, we have the oldest sister, Jangyo. She's the head of the house and she's kind of a nutcase. She's too rigid when it comes to traditions, but that's because she deeply cares about her family. She comes off too strong though. Next on the agenda is the second oldest, Salgyo. She's a perfectionist with a big secret. She always wakes up at 4:30 in the morning and pulls a Cassie. Then she pulls a Levi. But when her sisters are out of sight, she takes it easy. Then we have Jarim. She's the 3rd eldest. She's the violent one and she owns a pet rat with a lot of talents. And last but not least, we have the youngest and romance-obsessed Jenny Key. She's always loved reading romance novels as a child. And now she wants to live in her own romantic fairy tale. So let's catch up on why Jenny Key was late to her weekly family meeting. So the issue with Jenny Key is that she's never held hands with a boy before, even though she has the textbook romantic female lead traits. So she decided that it's finally time to up her game and hunt for a boyfriend. And her plan is pretty simple. She's gonna bump into someone on purpose, which will be followed by eye contact, and then she's gonna top it off with a smile. And that's a guaranteed win. So she sets her plan in motion, and it goes horribly wrong. And she ends up scaring a bunch of guys. But like, I can't really blame her because girls just wanna come over and stare at you like this, and that's something boys will never understand. Anyways, Jenny Key has lost hope. But then all of a sudden some Twinkie boy trips in front of her. And you might be asking, Z, what's my boy's next move? Well, he fumbles Jenny so bad like he's someone's dad running away from milk. But you know what? That didn't stop my girl Jenny from falling for the guy that doesn't want her. In fact, my girl decides to enroll in the same high school that the guy goes to so she can have more interactions with him. And Jangyo of course gives a big sister no, but that doesn't stop Jenny from engaging her in a battle of wills. In the end, Jangyo gets really upset and Jenny wonders why she's reacting so bitterly. Jangyo goes on to share a traumatic backstory that follows her to this day. Apparently, she feels responsible for the one time that Jenny went outside and came back home all beaten up. But turns out that this generational trauma was merely caused by Jarim bullying Jenny for money. And after all of that was solved, Jangyo had no further objections to signing the papers. So that's how Jenny Key became the first person of her entire bloodline to attend the public school. But that also means that she has to prepare for school accordingly, and that's a topic of the next family meeting. So Jangyo asks Jenny what she thinks is the most essential thing to have in school. I don't know, like a notebook or something. But no, Jangyo's weapon of choice is a knife. But Saogyo cuts in and says the only thing she'll need is poise. Although, if she embarrasses herself, she'll need a bomb. And listen, Jaerim is my favorite key sister, but the way she flopped with this idea. My girl right here suggested that Jenny needs indoor shoes, pens and pencils, and how to make friends. Girl, come on, shut up. But anyways, Jenny marinated all of this information and filled her backpack for school. And let me hit you with the element of surprise, cause we have an intruder on the Key Sisters' residence. This little baddie is Jimin Ha! She's been tipped off to investigate the strange behavior of animals in this area of town, and everything led her to the Key Sisters' mansion. And her study explains why on Earth it's possible to have muscular crows. So if you wanna find out, you better stick around. See you in the next one. Okay, follow with me now. According to Jimin Ha, the crows are attracted to the dark energy that comes from the mansion.